Welcome. I'm Sherry Bowers with Connected Spirit, and today I've got Vicki Standish with me, and we're going to be talking about a little kind of highlighting what she does and a very generous gift that she's got for everybody that's watching live or on the replay. And we've known each other for quite a few years, and I'm always amazed at the new work that she brings out. So let's back up a little bit and just tell everybody how you got started in the work that you do today.
Well, hi, it's great to be here this morning. Well, actually it goes back a long way, because I guess I really started on this track when I was 11, and someone asked me what I wanted to do when I grew up. And out of my mouth came the idea I wanted to be a doctor. And somehow that stuck, and I went all through school doing everything I had to do to become a doctor. I even got a place at med school. Unfortunately, I had to have really good grades, and I knew that wasn't going to happen. So I thought I better find something else to do. And I was looking in a career drawer and came across this really tiny pamphlet stuck at the back, which was about occupational therapy, something I'd never heard about, no real idea what it was. But it sounded interesting. So I applied for that and was accepted and ended up at OT school, which really is what has happened my entire life. I've been guided to things, and that turned out to be exactly the right thing. And I turned out to be good at it, which was even better.
Always, right?
So I actually was an occupational therapist for over 20 years. And the thing about occupational therapy, especially in the 70s, it was kind of unusual because it had this holistic approach. And my primary aim was to help people to become as independent as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of remained the core to everything I do, to support, encourage, teach, guide people, and come up with creative solutions to help the person to achieve whatever it is they need to achieve. And that I just carry on now. So once I was an OT, I then decided I needed to have more information. So I did a psychology degree and a research degree and some counseling and things like that. I also got to support OT students and staff, creating training programs and developing OT services. And having done all that, I thought, well, I've got to do something else. So I got into complementary therapies and did reflexology and aromatherapy and Indian head massage. And as you can tell, it's kind of a bit of an addiction for me. And then everything changed when we moved to Canada. In order to keep doing an OT, I had to do a lot of retraining, and I didn't fancy doing that. So I thought, well, I started doing the complementary therapies, so I might as well carry on. And as usual, the universe helped out. I was introduced to a Reiki master. I became a Reiki master, and then one thing led to another, and I did so many courses, including quantum touch and thought field therapy and integrated energy therapy and all sorts of other things. And I also got really interested in the brain and all the stuff that was coming out from the new scans. And I found that fascinating and really helpful for me. And I introduced this to my clients as well. And then as I continued to work, it became obvious that if I used all my experiences and knowledge, I could actually combine them to actually create sessions which met the needs of the individual. And that's what I did. And each session, as I'm sure my clients would say, was different because it depended on what they needed at that particular moment. And I really love working with people, and to see them grow and develop and heal. And even more amazed when I actually tell them they've done this all themselves, because we have this innate ability to heal ourselves, because I'm not a healer. I can heal myself, but I can't heal you. But I can support and encourage you and help you and give you the tools and empower you. And it's this isn't a job. This is something I just really love and am passionate about.
That's awesome. And it's neat how, as you're telling us of your journey, just that progression of how the universe, it just has our back all the time. you know, like, no, go this way,
Absolutely.
go this way, go this way. So, so right now, at these days, with what you're doing, who do you mainly work with? Do you have like a specific type of clientele? Tell us a little bit about that, because I can imagine, but
I guess primarily it's women. I do have a few men, and it's really around pain, but pain in its broadest sense, so physical and or emotional pain. So a physical pain will often have a big emotional component. So by working with the emotional side, that can really help with pain issues. But and on the emotional side, it's things like stress, anxiety, loss, work issues or relationship issues, or just that feeling of being alone or lost or frustrated, or is this all there is to life?
yeah.
And to
Right.
helping people to find what's stopping them, what's blocking them, and finding solutions for them so that they can achieve the goals that they want to achieve.
Mhm. And like perfect timing, because oh my gosh, we all need that right now. It's just the world is so upside down that,
Absolutely.
you know,
Yeah. And people just feel so lost.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And to have somebody just that's got as many tools as you've got and as much in your experience to just pull out whatever's needed is a really a unique thing. I think, you know, we're so used to getting cookie cutter stuff.
Mhm.
To get something that's really personalized, that's pretty
Yeah.
high level service. So
Thank you.
um so what are your, talk a little bit about what your core product is or services at this point, because I know you've been working on kind of putting together um what's uniquely you, and tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I primarily work one-on-one with people. And prior to COVID, I did quite a lot of in-person sessions,
Mhm.
and they could be like hands-on healing, or more of a kind of a coaching approach where we discuss the issues, use thought field therapy, which is a tapping technique, meditations, exercises, or what people often liked is if I combine the two. Um, uh, but since COVID, I actually haven't done any hands-on. And so now I do more on the internet, again using those sort of techniques. And the universe, as usual, couldn't help it but get involved. Initially, I had this idea that I would create a gratitude jar, because you know this energy of gratitude is so powerful. And so I thought, just a simple gratitude jar. First of all, the universe gave me its title, which was the sunshine jar, and then it wouldn't stop. And it kept giving me all these things that I had to put in the jar. And so I ended up by creating an ebook to actually explain what the kit was all about and how to use it. Um, so that was kind of an interesting experience. And then it had other ideas for me, and it came up with this thing called the becoming process, the becoming you process. And it even gave me kind of like a model to see all the different parts to it, you know, with like the center being the I am process, and then building on that to the other parts, the love, joy, and peace, and then combining that to bring it all together with the body, mind, and spirit, and then the universal light. So that was quite a tall measure it gave me. And so we tried different things, and then it actually said, well, actually, hang on a minute, the I am part, that's pretty powerful. And I ended up expanding it, and it became a process all in itself. And I find it really fascinating to do the process with people, where they actually can start to rediscover who they actually are. Because we're incredibly bad at seeing ourselves in this negative way. instead of the I am love, it's I am unlovable.
Right.
And so all through our stories we tell ourselves, our experiences, our beliefs, what we've been told, we kind of get lost in there, and we see ourselves as something that we aren't in reality,
Right.
which is what the becoming process is all about, to actually rediscover and reclaim and become who you really are, the authentic you. And the I am process is central to this. And so that has become a process by itself. And yet again, the universe just doesn't leave me with helping someone to claim it. I have to produce a visualization. So I actually create a poster to go with it, and exercises. So that I do, I've started to do now. And again, in the near future, I'm going to be launching a 3-month Becoming You program, which will include the I am session and one-on-one sessions to help remove the blocks and clear the things that are stopping you being able to really claim it and become you and reconnect to the universal light that's within you. So that's a really powerful process, and I'm really excited about it.
Me too. I can't wait to hear more as it comes out. So you've got a wonderful gift that everybody can get. Tell us a little bit about the gift. And
sorry,
and
go ahead.
Go ahead.
So it's the I am meditation, and the I am statements are affirmations, which, as I said before, often we use them in a negative way. So I am too fat, I'm too thin, I'm unlovable, I'm stupid, I'm hopeless, all sorts of things, which we say over and over to ourselves until we believe them and they become part of our reality. Now, there's a nice quote by an unknown person, which says, I am are two of the most powerful words, for what we put after them shapes our reality. I mean, isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
And so by actually claiming and saying, I am love, I am peace, I am joy, I am happiness, doesn't that feel good? So the I am meditation is all about going on a journey, relaxing and stepping into your I am bubble and claiming and finding out some of these parts of you that you've either hidden, denied, are just forgotten about.
Yeah.
And then you can bring them back and use them to create a journal and write them in a journal and really connect to them. And you can do this doing a simple exercise, standing in front of a mirror, repeating them to yourself. So repetition is really good for your brain. And so it starts to believe it. And you create these wonderful neural pathways. And then if you want to make it even more powerful, add emotion. So you smile when you say it.
Right.
Yeah. Or I used to do when I was doing it on a daily basis was I'd not only smile, I'd be dancing, I'd do it in different voices. I'm glad no one was in the bathroom with me. And, I just do it in this crazy way because it really makes you feel good by the time you've done it. So that's the gift that you can keep listening to and do it over and over again and discovering more and more about yourself. And then there's a surprise bonus too. Should I mention that?
Yeah, give us just a little hint of what that.
Well, it's complimentary and it's supportive, and it's an I am movie, which is less than 3 minutes, and that's like a visualization tool. So it contains I am statements, music, and images. So it will really help to really strengthen this and get this all your I am statements to become deeper and more connected to you. And under 3 minutes, listening to it morning and evening would be fantastic.
Yeah. And I know for somebody like me that gets our house is so small, and for me to even go in the bathroom and do mirror work or something like that, it's oh, somebody's going to be knocking on the door wanting in, or they're going to, because we only have one bathroom. The idea for me of having that in a movie that you can just play wherever you are, or or just quietly with your headphones in. And that seems like the best of the fact that you're giving away both is the best of both worlds. So thank you for that.
You're
So
welcome.
anybody that, thanks for watching and kind of tuning in and letting me share Vicki with you. The links to her gift will be below the video. So with that, have a wonderful day and thank you for sharing this with us, and we'll see you all soon.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
It's been wonderful.